number you say, they're going to use. Hey, Gregory.
Yes.
Yeah, Greg. My name is Henry. I was calling you about the building you have on. How you doing?
Well, Henry.
Wonderful.
Which building are you calling on?
I was calling about the property you have in because my partners and I are going through a 1031 exchange, and I was just curious if you'd be totally against selling the property.
We have a few properties, but we're not sellers. We rent out our buildings. We're landlords.
Okay, got it. Okay, understood. I mean, so question for
building. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if we had another industrial building, or do you only buy industrial, or do you look for anything?
Yeah, we look for properties that make money.
That's a fair answer. Okay, I mean, do you only buy in?
No, we're nationwide. We have a concentration of industrial property in Northern New Jersey. We own and manage 2 million square feet of industrial. That's our niche in Northern New Jersey.
Awesome. Okay, I mean, look, I run a commercial real estate brokerage and a small family office. So obviously, it sounds like there's going to be quite a lot of product that we couldn't take down that is better suited for you. What you said? Obviously, you have a big concentration of industrial in Northern New Jersey. Is that your main asset class that you look for?
Yes. Okay. That's all I've done for 40 years. Buy, sell, lease, own, and manage, and develop industrial property in Northern New Jersey.
Okay, understood. All right, if I have something interesting that maybe would be better suited for you instead of us, is there an email or should I just give you a call?
Yeah, sure. Give me a call or a text anytime. Your name popped up on my phone, which ended up no last name. It just says Henry. I don't know why it's
Henry Eisenstein. I've been doing this, a decade, so I'm sure we've spoken maybe once before. But what's the best email for you, Greg? Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. And then, do you have like for the properties that you'd be looking to acquire? Like you have like a minimum metric, like square footage or ceiling heights you prefer?
No, the criteria is something that we can make money at. Again, because we're old school private people, we can't compete with REITs that are willing to buy properties and not have a return, or wait a year for a return. That's not us. We need something that's probably off market, something that probably may have a couple hairs on it, environmental or foreclosure or some tenant arrears or something unique where there's an opportunity for our expertise as hands-on operators to create value and find an upside, because the deals I see being done by the REITs and all the public money they're paying, $200 and $300 and $400 a foot for warehouses that don't really need any expertise. It's just on autopilot with it without a tenant.
Yep.
It's not us. That's not who we are.
I understand. But what's like the smallest that you look for?
We've not been able to buy much in the past few years because nothing makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
When you talked about a size, not about a minimum size, or we don't have a minimum size, nor is there a maximum amount of money. We look for opportunities. Okay, most of we own 5 million feet of buildings, right? They're mostly between 20 and 50,000 square feet. We just built a brand new warehouse in Linden, 100,000 square feet. We're looking for a tenant. If you have a tenant or know about somebody who can use our brand new warehouse in Linden, you're in Linden. It's 40-foot clear, right next to BJ's on Route 19 South. You know the building, 999 East Edgar Road?
Yeah, no, it sounds familiar for sure.
Down Route 19 South in Linden, You know the building.
Yep.
That's our new building. Looking for a tenant. Do you know anybody who would like to rent that building?
I'll make a few phone calls. I mean, most of the people that I have might be for a little bit less square feet, but I can double check. How much are you asking a foot?
We don't want them to buy the building. We're looking for a fair market rent, which the brokers tell me is $25 a foot for rent and tax combined.
Rent tax.
We're open to offers.
Okay.
One lease out, something considerably less than that.
You said 100,000 feet, right?
It is. It's 100 on the button. When you text, I'll text you back the flyer. It's a good building. It's brand new. It's 40 clear with the SMR sprinklers and 20 loading docks on Route 1 next to the BJ's. You can't miss it. Great building.
Yeah, great building for sure. Nice spot. All right. Well, look, I'll take a look at what we have. Everything we do is off market, by the way. We don't really list anything. We choose to do it that way. I'll shoot you a text to this number, Greg, so you have my info, and I'll keep an eye out for any deals and a great tenant for you.
Great, Henry.
All right. I appreciate it, Greg. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you
soon.
Thank
you very much.
You got it. Bye. Yeah. So, I mean, look. Obviously, a couple things to this, right? Look, we had a nice, easy conversation. This guy owns 5 million square feet nationally for industrial properties. Super kind on the phone, right? Like, pretty simplistic phone call. Pretty straightforward, at least. Really, really nice guy. Now, here's the thing, right? Like a couple of people are going to look at this in two different ways. Like, honestly, I don't know how good of a buyer he's going to be right now, right? And that's totally fine. I mean, like he's a very successful guy. He doesn't have to buy right now, and he's looking for very, very good product, good deals that he can make a lot of money on. I could definitely throw him some deals. I have a couple off-market warehouses, but it's going to be more of a niche type of buyer. but also, and he's got this other space that he has for lease, which honestly I think is probably a little high, to be honest with you. 25 a foot all in. I mean, that rep is just, I don't know how the hell they came up with that number, 100,000 feet. No one's paying that kind of money right now. Anyways, long story short, definitely a great connection. But this guy is going to be a beast of a buyer at some point. I mean, it doesn't sound like he's going to sell anything. So, I don't think I don't think he's like it'd be somebody I want to build obviously a good relationship with, because, if he ever chooses to sell anything, I want to be one of the guys he thinks of. But I don't know if I really can find him much stuff that he's going to love. I mean, right now it's not like deals are unbelievably good. So it's just like, you have to, like, is there a clear path to success with this person? I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at what we have off market right now. And obviously he can be like one of those guys that I can toss some deals to and see if they want to make some offers. But definitely it's not like I'm like head over heels, like, oh my God, this guy's gonna be unbelievable. Anyways, I'm gonna send him a text real quick. Yeah, hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Anthony. My name is Henry. I was calling about the property I have on. How you doing?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing great, thanks. I was calling you because my partner and I are going through a 1031 exchange, and I was just calling to see if you'd be totally against selling the property.
Yeah, I'm not looking to sell it.
Even if you got a wonderful price for it, it's not a price that would get you to consider it.
I'm not.
Well, that's why I'm calling you. I mean, like, look, my partners and I are going through, $1 million 1031 exchange. So, I mean, I just would be curious to know if maybe there's a number that you get you to consider, or maybe, look, maybe it's another property.
It'd have to be over, it'd have to be over $1 million for me to even think about it.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the property? I mean, like, obviously, I see, I've driven by it a bunch of times, but.
There's like it's pretty much like upstairs is like a loft, it's a full office area with a bathroom, full bathroom, and then downstairs is 2 more bathrooms and then 2 separate shops with an office, another office.
Got it. Okay. I mean, so it sounds like it's only like what, 3,000 feet?
I'd say about that, yeah.
Got it. Okay. I mean, is this the only property you have in town?
Yeah, Beechwood.
Yep. Beechwood. Got it. Okay. Do you have anything else outside of Beechwood that might be we just need something a little bit bigger. I wasn't aware of how big it was. I think we need bigger than this.
Oh, I got you. No, I got nothing. I just got some duplexes down in Florida. That's about it.
Okay, nice. All right. I mean, like, look, I mean, to be honest, like, we need something like 20,000 feet. Maybe 15,000 feet. But
I got nothing for you.
Yeah. Do you operate out of this?
Yeah. Out of the shop we do. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, like, look, if we were able to get you an offer of like, I mean, we'd probably be closer to like 500,000 for this. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
It doesn't make any
I
sense.
wouldn't consider it.
I get that. All right. Well, look, why don't we keep in touch? I mean, maybe I might have a partner of mine who might be able to use some smaller space, and we can try to see if we can make some work. What kind of range do you think would make sense? I mean, like, where would we have to be?
I would want to be close to $1 million with it.
Close to $1 million.
If
Okay.
not, I would just hold on to it.
That makes sense. Would you just out of curiosity, are you open to doing a lease back by any chance?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it. It wasn't really on my mind.
No, for sure. I mean, like, look, I know if you were, like, really looking to sell it today, I mean, obviously it'd probably be on the market, but I mean, like, it's more so if, if the right terms came along, maybe we can craft something to make it work. Look, to be anywhere near $1 million, I mean, like, this thing would have to be generating like, 10,000+ a month,
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I hear you.
So I mean, if you're open to doing some type of lease back where we can, make a decent amount of money in rent, we would be open to the idea of maybe making a reasonable offer.
Yeah. All right, just give me a call back. I'll think about it. And,
yeah, no worries. I mean, like, look, no pressure at all. I'll shoot you a text. Is this your cell phone, Anthony?
It is, yeah.
All right, awesome. I'll shoot you a text with my info, and if you ever come around to the idea of considering selling, I appreciate the call.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. Have a good one. Yeah, millions absolutely crazy for this little thing. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, this guy is out of his goddamn mind. I would, maybe offer this guy 500 on a good day, and that's if interest rates were cheaper. I'd be like, I don't even know if I could get to that price. Yeah, $1 million. And look, when I was doing the 1031 exchange, the goal here, right? I don't tell him a price range or what, anything until I can look up the building. So, like, when he asked that question, I quickly looked at the building and I made a judgment call. So I said about $1 million. Now, here's the thing. What's interesting is whatever number you say, they're going to use. Okay, now, it could be happenstance that maybe he wanted $1 million anyways for it. But, like, if I say $1 million, the odds of him also saying I want $1 million, it doesn't always, it's because I said $1 million. If I said 500,000, he'd probably say I want more than that, but it wouldn't be $1 million. Probably, but it's not exactly perfect science. but you get my point. So you just got to be careful. Anytime they say, so, what's your 1031 or a price, anytime you mention numbers, okay, you need to make sure you quickly get a gauge on it. Because anytime you do that, like, again, I would call that a mistake on my end. I shouldn't have said $1 million. Now, obviously, like, the building's too small. I'm not going to do anything with it. It's a 2,500 square foot building. It just Reonomy doesn't have a square footage on it, right? So when I quickly looked it up, I can't see much. So I just, again, it was like kind of a weird view of it when it came up. So I was just like, oh yeah, like, it was like a weird angled, it's like one of those super far back satellite views. So I just said $1 million because I didn't know how big it was. But yeah, very, very, very too tiny of a building. I could care less. So it's like, this is like, as much as you can say it's a mistake, it's just, I wasn't going to do anything with this thing really anyways. But to prove a point, see, I can make mistakes too.